The Baker One project has been a part of IMPD since 2012. It was originally an initiative to identify high-risk couples involved in domestic violence and reduce risk of homicide. Since then, it has expanded into several sub-projects including the Marion County Strangulation Prevention Initiative, the Victim Location Cooperative, Officer Information Sheets, and 911 phones for officers to give to victims. Many of these initiatives were suggested by IMPD officers who identified areas of concern when policing domestic violence. The Domestic Violence Network published a report showing that the Baker One project has been successful in reducing the recidivism rates of offenders on the district lists. As this program continues to evolve and grow, it is up to you to help keep it successful.
The Officer Information Sheets, formerly known as the Purple Sheets, have become an invaluable tool to both investigators and prosecutors on domestic violence cases. Since the sheets are now available digitally via Interact and attached to the police report, they have become more essential than ever before. These sheets are used for several reasons, but two primary reasons are lethality assessment and the gathering of important corroborating evidence at the scene. The lethality assessment helps identify potential Baker One offenders and also may increase officer and victim safety. The corroborating evidence, including the name and contact information for the first non-police person contacted after the incident, may help detectives and deputy prosecutors build cases that are not dependent on cooperation of the victims, which ultimately reduces officer runs to the residence and makes everyone a lot safer. Strangulation is an extremely violent and dangerous act that is often a precursor to homicide. Officer Information Sheets indicate that 55% of offenders have strangled their victims, and 42% are concerned that the suspect may kill them or their children. Abusers who kill their victims and/or law enforcement officers often have a history of strangulation. The information in these sheets, when completed properly, helps investigators, prosecutors, and advocates identify these high-risk offenders for immediate intervention and follow-up.
You may have noticed that there are no longer domestic violence advocates assigned to each district. Victim services are still available through IMPD Victim Assistance, as they always have been. In addition to following up on police reports and responding in person when called, the unit will be involved in identifying potential Baker One victims. Victim Assistance works in collaboration with local victim service providers to ensure both immediate and long-term services are available to victims and the children in their homes. As a reminder, if you need victim assistance on the scene, simply let control know, and they will contact the on-duty staff. If you need follow-up for a victim after the fact, you can send the case number to me, Lisa Brown, and someone will follow up. IMPD Victim Assistance is available to assist officers and victims 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
Invasion of privacy is any act by a suspect that violates a civil protective order or criminal no-contact order. These acts are often a predictor of serious post-separation violence, including stalking, serious bodily injury, and homicide, which is why it is important that a report is made on these runs. Victims have often been advised by an advocate, attorney, and court staff to make a report for each violation of a protective order or no contact order for the purpose of not only criminal investigation, but civil contempt charges, which carry many of the same penalties. All officers should have access to the State Protective Order Registry known as InSight. If you do not have access to this registry, please notify your supervisor immediately. If you are unable to access your laptop, Control also has access to this registry. This registry contains information on victim and suspect, as well as conditions of the order.
While on the scene of a crime of domestic violence or a sex crime, be sure to tell the victim about the option to get a civil protection order. Although a no-contact order may be issued when a criminal case is filed, there is no guarantee when or that the case will be filed. And if it is filed, it could be days if an outright, or weeks, even months if a warrant, before the no-contact order is issued by a court. Finally, please be reminded that where probable cause exists, An officer can make an arrest for invasion of privacy, even if the violation did not occur in the officer's presence. Our community thanks you, and please stay safe out there.